I see a lot of parallels between this scenario and Jay and Nas, right? I feel like, you know how people saying like, yo, like your point, yo, Drake got the better records and all that stuff. When I look back at it, me personally, I feel like Takeover is a better song than Ether.
Facts.
Right?
Facts.
Okay. But I feel like Jay lost because his attention wasn't solely on Nas. I feel like if there's 4 verses on that song, one verse solely is for Mobb Deep. I feel like if he's not gunning at Mobb Deep, if he's not, and all these other cats throwing shots at Jigga, like if every line and every bar was for Nas, I feel like I'm not gonna jump out and say like Jay would have won, but I feel like it wouldn't have been such a landslide. And also with him jumping and also with him dropping Super Ugly, maybe he includes some of that in the Takeover. Maybe that's a verse in Takeover. That's a little different too, because those allegations is a little heavier to come by. Is a little heavier to come back from if that shit is if Nas is on the defense.
Yeah, I think what you just listen. I'm not here to debate what you just said.
And I say that to say I feel like Drake made that same mistake.
Listen, your parallel to the two, phenomenal, on point, spot on. But bro, I think where I was a little stuck at.
Yeah.
What you mean a landslide? Like Jay would have never lost in a landslide. Like
Jay lost that battle for 2 reasons.
no, hold on. Son, you said that he lost in a landslide.
Yeah.
What do we mean by a landslide?
He did.
When you ask anybody who won that battle, like, yeah, there's that narrative of, yeah, Jay won the war and he ended up signing Nas, but in real time, when that battle happened, nobody was saying Jay won. And Jay's my man. Like I just said, I feel like Takeover's a better song. But in real time, nobody said that Jay won that.
I won't be answering my DMs. Please do not DM me. He said that. I don't believe that.
Yo, Smith,
it ain't personal.
Yeah.
Jay lost that shit.
Yeah, years later he ended up signing Nas and he's his boss and all that. So
but
yeah,
not a
I get that.
Though.
Yeah,
like wait, from take over from Takeover to Ether.
You gotta
that's
remember
a
the shock
landslide.
value of Ether, bro.
But then that's the thing. So you have to include Super Ugly. And Super Ugly is a slip up. Yeah, Super Ugly is part of the reason why he lost.
Facts.
Yeah. Because some people felt like he took it too far. Some people felt like it was too late. You lost, and now you dropping this to combat that. Like the timing.
So Super Ugly is basically Hot Part 6.
Yeah. Hot Part 6 might be worse. Yeah. You want to get into that?
What was worse about Hot Part 6? I think Hot Part 6. Yo, hold on. So this is what makes me believe, and this is how I wholeheartedly feel.
Yeah.
Drake has. I will concede in public perception and public opinion, Drake lost the battle.
Okay.
But I do believe within 2 to 3 months, the perception of that changes. Given if new information starts to come out and leak out.
Yeah.
I believe that, like, yes, in the moment, Not Like Us is a hit record because I think culturally it means so much. Like, take away the diss from Drake. Take away him doubling down on Drake.
Yeah.
Not Like Us, for black people alone, means so much.
Mm-hmm.
When a nigga said, yo, man, you a colonizer, not a colleague, or whatever the fuck Kendrick said, bro. You know how much black powerful leaders this nigga Kendrick is speaking to?
Right.
The angle that's why I understand the perception. Like Kendrick won the perception. Because I see powerful black leaders really bumping this record.
Yeah, because what he's saying is bigger than Kendrick and Drake. That's like the story of black people, period. We've always been colonized. You know, someone has always came in and took over and took what they wanted from whatever we had. And that's in like all like facets of life. Right.
And I get that. So this is where it's just like, so when you want to talk about the perception, Kenny killed the perception. But when you break it down, and I think months later, how the hell can a mixed breed be a colonizer? Drake's father is black.
Right.
He has black in him. So there's no colonizing nothing when his father's from Memphis. So even that line, like I said, like, yes, it feeds into like the pro-black, powerful black leaders,
Right.
people that's like on that mission. These people are not like us. You know, the majority is not like us because we really the majority. You get what I'm saying? But they want to say
Yeah.
we the minority.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like he fed into all of that.
Right.
But when you actually start peeling the layers back, it's just like, bro, whoa, wait. We're talking about somebody whose father is black.
Right.
Like he has black in him. Like
Right.
biracial people have a say in black culture just as much as black people have a say in black culture.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And black people in itself should be trying to bring everything together, bring people together. We're about love.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So like I said, months later, when people start to peel these things back, I feel like Drake will start to win public opinion back over. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? Because then you'll realize, like, Kendrick caught the moment. Because of people just want to see Drake lose. I think we're at that stage in his career. We're like, no matter what this nigga does, niggas just want to see them lose. And Kendrick is like, and that's why I think Drake plays on that. Like, yo, he's the black messiah wifing up a mixed queen. Like, y'all niggas, he has a biracial wife, but you're telling this nigga that's biracial that he's a colonizer? Your wife is a colonizer.
Right.
You married a colonizer then. You get what I'm saying? So when we start to really peel these things back, I feel like, when people get out their feelings of Drake winning so much and Drake being so loved, that they'll understand, like, damn, I think Kenny took a misstep in that. But nobody talks about Kenny's misstep. We're sitting here just talking about Drake misstep.
Yeah, I don't think it's a misstep because if you look at Drake, his sound is always about what's hot at the time. Right? Aside from like his initial sound, which is like that 40 Underwater, right? He came in on his own sound. I'll give him that. After that, every time is just what's hot now. Like the Migos is the hottest thing in Atlanta. I'm gonna go jump on Versace. JB Blockboy or whatever his name is in Memphis is bubbling. I'm gonna go jump on his shit. Afro Beats is on the way in. I'm gonna go get Wizkid. And then it goes on. Like, New York drill is popping. I'm gonna go do a song with Favi. So those moves it plays into that. It plays into that narrative. But hold on, let me finish though. But at the same time, and this is why I say Drake made a mistake too on the Heart Part 6, because I feel like he should have leaned into that. All of those things that I said, which is actually like taken from the culture, he's also shined light on all of these artists as well. If you look at Drake, he's probably introduced more artists and ushered in more sounds than anybody else of our generation.
Facts.
Right? Have we heard that from Drake in this battle? I feel like that's a strong point. I feel like Drake probably does more for hip hop culture today than Kendrick. Why he's not speaking on that? But you defending pedophilia. When you defend pedophilia, nobody who ever defended themselves on pedophilia actually changed people's minds. That just kind of just doubles down on it, and it just makes people think about it more. If I'm him, I don't even speak on that subject in the Heart Part 6, because how do you even sing along to that? It's not good. I'm not going to get into all the details because that's not what we're doing here, but it's like, I feel like some of this damage Drake did to himself. Like, no, you don't speak on that. You don't rap about that shit. You don't. If I'm too famous for that, like there's people that's more famous than Drake that's like has those allegations. Like there's people getting tore down. There's people that's been tore down with those allegations.
So
if you feel like no, that's not me, that's not what I'm doing, you don't speak on it. Because to me, while I'm hearing that, I'm seeing R. Kelly crying to Gail Kim, talking about, oh, I don't hog tie. I don't know how to hog tie, when the nigga was really guilty. Like, everybody who's been guilty said that they wasn't guilty. So, to me, that's why I feel like that was another mishap. Again, and then also another mishap. Just the information that he has on Kenny, right? Which is like, oh, you beat on your wife. That's something that Kendrick said in the song. It's not something that he found like from somebody else. That was a secret. Like, Kenny put that in his own songs to let people know, and even the song that he put it in was he shared that to show that despite I did this, God still blessed me and I'm still where I am. Like, that was the point with that. Even with him being a bachelor, if you go back to Mr. Morale, there's a song on there where he's like, by the time you hear this, Whitney is gone.
He said that.
Yeah. By the time you hear this, Whitney is gone, which means they not together. So I feel like what the Day Free thing, that's something that I feel like he made up. I've seen the kids. The kids is on her page. They both look like Kendrick. They both got the Martin ears like this.
I don't know, man,
Like,
because the girl, the baby girl, looked like Day Free.
it could be okay. It could be,
So,
but
this is why. This
but
why I
then
think about
again-
this situation. I mean, just to say that part, I believe Day Free and probably Whitney probably had a kid. Kendrick didn't know. You get what I'm saying? And then she probably. You get what I'm saying?
but my thing is like, is that news gonna pack up Kenny?
I think the angle Drake thought he was taking was the way Kenny's being viewed, and I think I've had that problem, and I admit that I have that problem. Is the way y'all champion this man? You get what I'm saying? And I don't feel like skill set wise he's worthy to be in the conversation. Work ethic wise, no. And if you want to talk about like Drake has never left, I don't think it has nothing to do with Drake is always in front of niggas' faces. I think it really comes from Drake actually sheds light on the culture. Drake ushers in these new sounds like you just said. So when the same shit your niggas were criticizing for, y'all niggas ain't doing it. Like why Kenny don't fuck with none of the LA niggas? Why you ain't putting on no new LA niggas? Drake is putting on fucking new niggas from Toronto all over the fucking world. And yeah, y'all niggas want to use it against him, but it's just like, but none of y'all are doing it. So when it comes to that, I just think it's the idea of Kenny, how they have him such on this pedestal that I think it bothers Drake. And it also bothers me too, because it's just like after what's the album? Oh shit. What's the fucking album? His second album.
Damn.
No, that was the third. The second album.
No, Damn
the
was
Pimp
the-
a- no, the
Damn
Pimp
was
a
the second
Butterfly.
album.
No, the Pimp a Butterfly. It was Good Kid, Mad City to Pimp a Butterfly.
No,
Pimp-
Damn was after.
Nah, Damn is third. I'm saying Damn. It was It was Good Kid, Mad City, Pimp a Butterfly, Damn. The Pimp a Butterfly is where he got the writer of the decade. Like he got the Pulitzer. Like they gave him that during the whole Pimp a Butterfly shit. But I also feel like because they missed the mark, and I said this 1,000 times, because I feel like they missed the mark on Good Kid, Mad City, is that you ushered him in with that second album. And yeah, that second album was cool for the moment. But I don't think that second album, that has no replay value. Niggas is not going back to that. It's not a Damn. It's not a Good Kid, Mad City. And yeah, the shit that you saying on Mr. Morale, that shit sound dope. But it was nothing about it that made me want to run to it. It's like he didn't do nothing to that album or do nothing in that moment to make me gravitate towards it. And we talking about the casual fan. Because yeah, your cult fan base is always gonna jack what you putting out.
Yeah.
But what really make you that person is the casual fan.
But the casual fan don't want to hear that.
And because I don't think he put
They
it
don't.
I don't think he put it in a way that was appeasing. So bro, he could have told that story about him and fucking Whitney. Cause the way you even said that, I was like, damn, that shit sound kind of dope. Just the idea of it. You get what I'm saying?
Did you listen to Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers?
No.
Did you hear that line?
It was no promotion by bro. Honestly, what's the single? What was the single that came out for it?
Kendrick is not a single artist.
But one thing I do know, he dropped Baby King. I know during that album, Baby King was presented to us. That's what I do know when that album was being presented, and it's not because Drake lied. Because
Right.
if you ask me a Baby King record, I don't.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And I think it's just the way niggas view Kendrick, or the way they put him on his pedestal. So I think Drake was attacking like, oh, this is y'all Messiah. This is the nigga that y'all put on this pedestal. The same shit y'all niggas criticize me for. Why y'all not criticizing the nigga that y'all got on this pedestal?
You wanna know why? And I'll go back to Mr. Morale, because on that album, he's saying that. He's like, I'm not your savior. Don't put me on a pedestal. On that album, he laid out all of his flaws. He laid out all of his addictions. He laid out all of his wrongdoings. He told you that his girl left. And that's why his fans fuck with him. Because he pulled back all of his curtains and he showed who he was. And that's why I can say, like, on this song he said that, on that song he said this. And if you're not like a Kendrick fan, you wouldn't know that. And that's okay. because everybody doesn't have to have casual fans. Like when it comes to this artistry, there's really no rules to it. Like you can be Kendrick, where you're Mystique, and you don't really say much, and you don't really drop like that, and still be successful. Like look at the nigga Crib. There's niggas in Dumbo right now, right? But then you could be Drake, where like you hopping on everything and you wild active, and but at the same time, you just got to know what comes with it. With you being constantly active and always in the light, people will get tired of you, and that's what's happening now. So the same things that got Drake to the dance is the same things that's probably getting him out of the dance too. So like as an artist, to everyone out there, you really got to be selective with how you move, what you do, how you deal with the people around you, because to your point, a lot of people don't want to see him in that light anymore.
Nah.
But at the same time, I don't think he's been innocent in that perception. You know, like again, I don't know all the details of what's going on, but when 100 niggas got an issue with you, I don't feel like that person is 100% innocent. I don't feel like that person has nothing to do with why people got an issue with you. And now when you look at it and you do a little research, you look at it, for the most part in all those situations, it has to do with a woman.
So
Right.
and this is what I would say. So when it come down to Drake now, right? And all these niggas having issues with Drake. Let's remove Drake from music equation.
Right.
No, matter of fact, let's not even do that. I believe the reason why this battle is the way it is because we're sitting here talking about narratives, perspective, how things look, and accusations.
Which has always been the premise for in rap battles.
That
It's always been
and
the
I ain't
case.
got nothing to say because I feel like we're not really talking about the bars.
We can talk about the bars too.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. No. That's what I'm saying.
But understand, it can't just be just bars, because it's more to life than just bars. There is perception. There is people, the way that people view you, just outside of life.
So that
you could be the most utmost guy, right? You could take care of your kids. You could do whatever you want. But then if there's a story about you in a bad light, a lot of times people like to lean on that. You could be doing great things. That could be like your old self, but for some reason people always want to go back to this. Like, yeah, perception is a factor. You have to, yeah, it is a factor.
So that's where I will leave it at. And I will say this. Kendrick's first two records or first couple of records, every Drake record that dropped during this battle was hitting until the last record. Drake lost this battle with They Not Like Us. They Not Like Us don't come out. Kendrick is packed up, put him in a coffin. So even with Euphoria, even with those other shits, because you know what's crazy? You sat there and you said, all I kept on hearing with them first two records, yo, the balls. I didn't give a fuck about the balls, bro.
Right.
I cared about the angle. Drake had a certain angle. He had me wondering what's going on with Whitney and all this other shit. You get what I'm saying? Like and how he delivered it. It was the beat. The beats was fire. Kenny was rapping. Kenny had bars. But for some reason, it was just like bars wasn't enough for me. Until Kenny got up on some gossipy shit. Until Meet the Grams and Not Like Us, Kendrick was losing the battle, bro. And even with Meet the Grams, Kendrick was losing the battle because Drake created the perception as if he fed him the information to drop Meet the Grams. Not Like Us was being down 3-1 and winning the series 4-3. I'm not answering no DMs. He was down 3-1.
He was down 3-1.
He was down 3-1. He was down because he was dropping the most at that time, but it wasn't no kill shot. Drake was still alive, and it was still like and then Drake dropped Push Up and Family Matters, and them shits still ring. But Push Ups and fucking Family Matters, that shit is like second fiddle to Not Like Us, and I hate saying that. But I'm not gonna be biased. those two records is under Not Like Us. For now.
Yeah.
For now. You get what I'm saying? Because I just feel like Not Like Us is a culture record for black people, bro. Like, fuck the beef for a second. Not Like Us, bro. I would really fuck with Not Like Us all the way, son. All the way, bro. Because even you come to basketball, summertime coming. You know what's gonna be playing in these layup lines, bro.
Yeah.
Niggas Not Like Us. That's what you tell the ops. That song gonna ring off so crazy. Cause it means so much to culture. But it's just mad, like, and that right there is the reason why I said lyrically, I think Hard Part 6 is tough. But I'm not gonna give it, the tone wasn't there. Because when Drake said, I would like that record if you wasn't doubling down on some bullshit, I feel the same way, bro. Cause I'm not gonna sing some nigga, some pedophile, and be cool with it and still bumping the nigga music tomorrow. If Drizzy a pedophile, bro, we gotta pack him up, bro.
Yo,
we gotta pack him up. But if he's not a
pedophile,
but if he's not a pedophile, we gotta pack the nigga up that accused him of being a pedophile.
Yeah.
Cause the same thing, like, yo, bro, you just can't be saying niggas is snitching in the hood and niggas ain't snitching, bro. Cause niggas will beat you up for lying and saying niggas is snitching.
Right.
So if it ain't true and there's no hardcore evidence, I'm talking about, cause accusations, niggas get shit put on their jacket every day. And that's one thing I don't like about us as a culture. We pick and choose when we want to believe allegations.
Right.
And that just come off of personal feelings and personal opinions of people that's in front of us that get accused. Because accusations could happen to somebody and niggas will deny that shit like, oh, it's just accusations. Accusations can happen to somebody that you don't like and niggas will be like, oh yeah, they accused him, so it must be true. Oh, he's saying that it didn't happen, it must be true. Because it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. If Drake don't say nothing, niggas gonna say it's true. You do say something, niggas gonna say it's true. That's why it's just like, yo, Kenny, you better be on point with what you saying. Because at the end of the day, you're playing a dangerous game. You putting something on a nigga jacket where you're forcing him not to respond. Like, if he responded and say no, niggas is killing him for it. Had Drake not responded, niggas kill him for not responding. So at the end of the day, bro, Kenny, you better, and that's why I said in the next 2 months, we're going to see who really won the battle. Because if that shit is not on his jacket and Jerick is not a pedophile and you just going off of like Twitter and TikTok investigations and photos and shit, bro, we packing you up. I will never believe nothing Kenny say ever.
I'll say this, though. I don't feel like Kendrick just made that up out of anywhere. I feel like there was too many events, too many occurrences, too many series of events that happened for people not to believe it. I feel like now just the P word itself, no. If we want to say grooming, yeah. If you want to say grooming, all right, cool. Grooming is legal, right? Technically. Because you're not doing anything illegal. You're just dealing with the girl. And then when she's of age, whatever. But at the same time, it's still a young girl. It's still a young girl. I feel like those allegations were around before Kenny brought it up. And because of that, because the possibility of somebody taking it there, I don't even know if I'm Drake, if I even get into this battle. Because you leave the chance of him using it in a battle. Like, it's one thing if it was just one story of him and a female. It's multiple stories of him and young girls. It's multiple stories of him and young girls. So it's like, how are you really gonna combat that? How are you gonna combat that?
So
whether she's 20, whether she's 21, if she's 21, last year she was 20.
Excuse me.
Like, if we in battle, yeah, I'm gonna and you taking it somewhere that I don't like, yes, I'm gonna take it there too. I am. Because all of these occurrences are here. And if I paint that narrative, people are gonna believe it. People believe it because of all of those stories. Mm-hmm. Because of all of those occurrences, people believe it. And what have we been saying? It's perception. And Drake's perception hasn't been in the greatest light. And it's been like that before Kendrick. It just so happens that Kendrick came in, and him being one of the big three, he could say things that have been said already, but because he's one of the big three, it means something.
When,
know?
when has the perception of Drake ever been in a good light?
When?
Niggas is hated on Drake from the time he came into the game.
Niggas hated on him, but he's so talented and he released so many hits that you couldn't deny him.
Hold on. So if niggas already felt the way about Drake, but niggas is like niggas already, if niggas hated Drake, but the only reason why niggas tolerated Drake because he was so talented, that just lets me know it's just like once Drake, you using Drake for a talented, because I remember Wayne saying we'll be all right if we put Drake on every hook.
On every hook. But this is over time. So if Kendrick comes with these allegations, let's say 10 years ago, it doesn't hit. Because over time, this story comes out, this clip comes out, that clip comes out. So now in 2024, it means something. In 2014, it doesn't mean anything.
But it and one thing that I do know about Drizzy, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not with none of the accusations if it's true. But Drake has always kept himself around like young people when in itself,
right?
Guys and girls. Like he was fucking with Boogie and them niggas before the niggas got in the league.
Right.
Like he been fucking with college niggas because I think Drake realizes the youth is the future.
Right.
So even if Drake is playing a certain girl close, I don't think is malicious. I could, like I said, most people with that like keen eye, especially when you got hate and animosities for a nigga, you can change the perspective on how you want to see somebody. But I could look at it as like, yo, Drake just want to be young Drake, just around young girls. He probably not slaying them. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it could be. You
like,
could have that perception, but you also open the door to the other perception too.
No, so and that's the same thing that goes to Michael Jackson.
Right.
I believe that Michael Jackson lost his childhood. So when he sees these little kids, it's like they just he's so in love with kids that he actually acts like one of the kids. Yeah. To where it looked like to an adult, like you're a grown ass man hanging out with these kids. This shit doesn't look right. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It's all about the perception. Yeah. So that's how I kind of look at Drake. You get what I'm saying? Like, yo, Drake just like being around young people because he also understands like, yo, that keeps you useful. That
keeps you useful. Going, keeps you fresh. I get it. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
So niggas like Kenny who don't want to fuck with the young people and want to be a hermit and stay where the fuck you at. You get what I'm saying? I can understand how you can sit there and just be on the internet getting your investigation from TikTok and want to, put that out there.
A hermit?
Yeah.
Didn't he put on Baby Keem? Baby Keem is a child. Baby Keem's like 20 years old.
Yeah, how long it took him to put on a nigga?
The nigga's 20 years old. When he supposed to put him on at 15?
Who else besides Baby Keem?
Now it's besides.
Besides Baby Keem, who he put on?
With your artistry, you could do what you want. You could put on who you want. You could deal with who you want. You don't have to deal with who you want. Honestly,
hold on, Fatima.
Somebody like Kendrick, his style, what he does, it wouldn't lend me for him to be a huge collaborator. With Drake's style and what he does, he's always borrowing from someone else. I would assume him to be dealing with different artists, to be more social than Kendrick. Yeah, he is. Because that's the type of person he is. That's the type of artist he is.
So would you say that Drake does?
I don't think that's a fault to Kendrick. It's just Kendrick is just a different type of artist.
So can I get something out of you?
Yeah, of course.
Who does more for the culture, Drake or Kendrick?
Right now?
No. Who does more for the culture overall? Not right now. Overall, who does more for the culture, Drake or Kendrick?
I'll sit here right now. God strike me now. I feel like Kendrick does. And I'll tell you why.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
I'll tell you why.
I'm listening. If you want some of my bands, bro, I'll tell you some shit.
I'll tell you why.
I'm listening.
I'll tell you why.
I'm listening.
Because what Drake is doing, everybody's doing.
Wait. No.
Everybody is aiming for Drake, right? Everybody's aiming for that position. Everybody wants that success. Everybody wants his spot. Kendrick is on an island by himself. I feel like what Kendrick is doing is showing you like, no, you don't have to follow everybody. Yo, you can be yourself. Mm-hmm. You can be original, right? You don't have to follow everybody's flows. You don't have to get on the same type of beats. And it gets deeper than that. I think what they represent is two different things too. I feel like Kendrick represents independency and entrepreneurship. Somebody like Drake, I feel like he's putting the wrong example out there selling his masters. You the number one guy in the game. Why are you selling your masters? The masters are like the most important thing to black artists, but you sold yours. What example are you showing to the youth? Somebody like AJ, he make a single, shit get hot, he go to the labels, niggas is gonna be like, nah, sell your masters. Drake did it, and look, he's up. He got 400 M's, whatever. But at what cost? Is Adonis Kids gonna be up? I hope they are. But are they gonna be making residuals off of Hotline Bling if it goes into a commercial in 2040? No, because they don't own the rights to his music. But but Kendrick kids are gonna make money off of it because he's independent. I feel like it's a deeper conversation of what they represent. I feel like I feel like Drake is setting a bad example. Even with the AI. You look at AI is on the verge of replacing artists. There's gonna be a space where labels are gonna be like, let's say you sign with Epic.
Mm-hmm.
They sign you for 3 albums, right? You drop 2 albums and you like, nah, I'm not gonna do this. They jerking me, and I'm not doing the album. There's gonna be contingencies and rules and contracts to where they can use AI and create an album with your voice without you even being a part of it. And I feel like it's a bigger meaning behind Drake using Pac's voice because he's with that. Like, yeah, it was creative because it got my creative wheel turning like, yo, what can I do with it? What can I do with it? But at the same time, you making it okay to use the AI shit on some rap shit when it's like, nah, bro, don't make that cool. It can be a tool. Like Beanie Siegel wants to use AI because his voice is gone. He wants to use his voice and create like music. I'm with that. But as far as making it cool to where the labels are gonna start putting it into contract because it's coming. But even before that, I always knew about that. But Drake doing it puts it like on another level and really gives it that stamp. So that's why I say Kendrick is doing more because I feel like Kendrick is keeping the morals and the integrity to the culture.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is Drake creating bops and giving us songs to dance to and hits? Of course, he's giving way more than Kendrick.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like there's more important things in this culture. There's a bigger fight that we're fighting, and I feel like Kendrick is more so on that side.
I'm not gonna say I disagree with you. I would say that I think we could look at it a different way. So when you say that Kendrick has done more for the culture than Drake, I listening to you, I see where you coming from, but then I also is a line that you said in that whole thing that stood out to me when you was just like, Drake is like everybody or everybody's like Drake or something like that. Like I don't want to.
Yeah, everybody's aiming. Yeah, like the landscape of like rap. Like, of course, now the game is a little different. But when a rapper comes in the game, whose spot do you want? Whose success do you want?
Mm-hmm. So that right there is like that's not Drake's fault. And I think with everybody trying to sound like Drake or the sound changing to sounding like Drake, you get what I'm saying? I think that's been a detriment to Drake. You get
Right.
what I'm saying? Because I feel like niggas feel like that's why I feel like the real reason why niggas is tired of fucking Drake. You get what I'm saying? So that's not a knock on Drake. That's just
No, it's not. It's not
that's
a knock
showing
on him.
That's showing his greatness that everybody's trying to sound like him. Now when it come to Kendrick and the whole
Wait, but hold on. Also feel like it's easier. I feel like it's easier to mimic Drake than it is to mimic Kendrick.
because I think that's what makes Drake great. Drake has took the most simplistic lines and the most simplistic quotes
Right.
and made them so grand and so big.
Right.
For you to do that, there's a talent in that because
Yeah.
a billion other niggas could have said it started from the bottom, but we here.
Right.
But it would have never hit the way Drake said it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So that also I think plays into his talent.
Right. It does.
When Kendrick, like when you talk about Drake selling his masters for like whatever he must have sold it for, That's new. One, that's news to me, and I feel like there's probably a reason to it. There's probably his reasoning to it because not all artists should be independent.
Right.
I think artists get this whole
You mean
thing
artists?
like artists. I think most artists think that they all gotta be independent when it's just like, yo, bro, it don't work for everybody. You
Right.
get what I'm saying? You might need to go sign with a label. You get what I'm saying? Because you might just be solely just talent, and you might need the label around you to do all the extra things to get you where you needed to go.
Right.
Now, somebody that could be independent, you can also handle that shit on your own. You can take care of those things that a label would do. You get what I'm saying? But you have such a strong personality that you could actually sell yourself because the label job is to sell the artist.
Right.
You know what I mean? So now when it comes to Drake selling his masters and Kendrick is doing it the right way, I feel like that works for Drake because I don't want all artists thinking like, yo, you have to go independent, you have to keep your masters because you might be keeping your masters and them shits ain't worth nothing. You get what I'm saying? Kendrick got it to a place where it's worth something that he wants to buy it back, and now you got your kids. You get what I'm saying? Drake is in a position to it's like, oh, that 400 million. Let me get that now because he's gonna use that to make more bops to where he fully owns that, and that could be Adonis's money. Like whatever his game plan or his scheme is to sell his masters, it works for him. You get what I'm saying? And then I think when you have everybody just following this one mold, because I also think that's what make niggas hate Drake, because niggas follow the Drake mold, but then you also can't make niggas follow that independent mold. Because then you're gonna send niggas down the wrong rabbit hole because the nigga gonna feel like he could do it on his own when it's like, nah, nigga, you actually need to go sign. You get what I'm saying? And then when I feel like he adds more than Kendrick, because I feel like he opened the door for other artists. Whether you want to call it colonizing, I call it actually.
No, I don't call it
No.
colonizing. I don't call it that. Yeah.
I'm talking about just Kendrick and
Yeah.
the masses on anybody that want to go off that line.
Right.
With Drake actually fucking with the UK niggas, fucking with Popcorn, fucking with Gigs and all these guys. You get what I'm saying? Niggas would not be jacking none of them if Drake wasn't co-signed to him. If Drake didn't add that stamp. Even when it came down to drill, like drill was popping. But when Drake jumped on the song with Favi and what's the name, that kind of took them to a different level. Favi getting that Drake feature put him on the level of Pop Smoke. Like commercial wise, like how they viewed him. Like he doesn't, if Drake doesn't do the song with Favi, you think Kanye messes with Favi? Kanye doesn't look at Favi like that. Anything Drake touches, anything that Drake collaborates with goes to the next level. And I feel like that's actually also adding to the culture. So like, yeah, Kendrick adds to the culture in a way that he does, in the way that he moves. But sometimes some people are just a little bit more hands-on. Kendrick is more like, see how I move, and this is how you're supposed to move. Drake is more so like, oh shit, let me help you. Let me help you. Let me help you. But at the same time, when Drake is actually helping all these people, it looks like, oh, Drake just wants to be a part of their culture. Drake doesn't have to be a part of their culture. Drake will be fine if he ain't go to them UK. If Drake wasn't like trying to sound like, if he ain't have the accent, he wasn't on some Crody or all that shit that nigga say he be on, Drake will be perfectly fine.
I don't know that. I feel like every cycle, it's another sound that he's adapting, which is a strength, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's smart enough and he does his research to be like, all right, this is the next sound. I know I'm that guy at the top. And it's a talent, because there's one thing like what we're talking about, but then there's another thing like, oh, he's take these sounds and it doesn't work for him. Mm-hmm. Like he takes these sounds and it works for him. So and that's one of his talents. I do feel like Drake, I don't think Drake needs a label. I don't think any artist really needs a label. With the right tools around you, you don't need a label. We can't in this battle right now, there's no sayings, or there's no way to tell that Kendrick is independent. This shit look like is neck to neck.
Kendrick is independent?
Yeah. Kendrick is independent. Remember he was like, yo, you ain't with Top can't save you. He left that. He is PG Language, just him and Dave Free. He's independent. You can't even tell. And that's my point. Like, no, we don't need these labels. We don't, bro.
Nah, but I ain't gonna hold you.
We don't need these labels.
Kendrick could say, and that's the one thing I don't, that I'm not gonna agree with. Kendrick could say he don't need these labels because you already used the label to get a name for yourself. He has a name for himself already. So, of course, Kendrick going independent with a name already named for himself. Like, all right, you go independent with Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, but you already dropped Damn, Good Kid, Mad City. You got classics already.
Right.
So for you to go independent after you have classics, bro, that's why niggas can't even tell if you with an artist or not, because niggas is just looking for you to drop.
Right.
So niggas don't care where you being dropped. Half of the time when niggas is actually dropping albums, the average fan is not even looking at the credits.
Yeah.
Niggas don't even look what label is being dropped off of. Niggas don't understand that talk. Niggas is pressing play and putting it in their ear.
Exactly. And now as you as an artist, all you have to do is create and release. Like, the labels don't gotta present you. They not looking on. There was a time when if you release something, a lot of the listeners are gonna look on the back of the CD and see who's releasing you. They don't even care about that shit. And to that point, look how many people have been let go from all these labels. These labels are downsizing. Why? Because they're becoming extinct. Just like the radios, they're becoming extinct. Like, that stuff is not needed. Right now, money is more important than a label. If you want to say like, yo, these guys need money, all right, cool. You could just link up with one of these dope boys in the hood and a nigga could pay for your ads or pay for you to get onto academics or pay for you to get on the Shade Room and run your shit up. But as far as like needing a label, there's nothing that Sony could do for Drake that Drake can't do for himself. Drake could go out and hire 20 people, build an office, put them in different places. Go to these labels, go to Spotify and be like, yo, this is who you reach out to when you need whatever. Can go to the networks. Yo, when you need somebody, hit up Chubbs or hit up whoever. When you need, you can go to the NFL and be like, yo, you want to contact me? Don't contact Sony. Contact 40, contact whoever. Like, honestly, and this is to everybody out there, y'all don't need these labels. Y'all don't need the labels. And that's the point that I'm driving. I feel like Drake.
Wait. It's not for everybody though. I know you want to drive that B, but some niggas do.
That mentality is extinct. That's old. That's old way of thinking. You as an artist, you gotta wear multiple hats. You can't just rap. You gotta do multiple things. Those guys that just rap, we don't hear them. We don't know who they are.
So this is just just tug of war with you.
Yeah, of course.
So when you have an artist having all these multiple hats,
Yeah.
when do they solely get the focus on their craft? That's why the craft is lacking.
You can't.